Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us late on your Thursday here. If you are returning for a second time, welcome back. If this is your first webinar you've joined us for, welcome. I am Troy Thomas, Director of Business Development with EBSCO Ed, supporting the Alabama Talent Triad. And today's webinar is titled Creating Opportunity with the Alabama Talent Triad. So really, we're just going to have one goal today, and that's just going to take a look at the many ways you can make an impact across the state, really, by being in the talent triad as a job seeker, as an employer, and as an education training provider. We are going to do just a quick recap for those who couldn't join the first webinar. And go through, then we'll go through the few remaining slides and jump right into a live demo. So why was the Triad created? Really to increase the skilled workforce in Alabama, which ultimately should lead to increasing the labor force participation rate. The state also knew that it needed to really build a bridge between workforce and education in an effort to make kind of all learning count. And then ultimately, it needed to get people connected to job and learning opportunities based on skills matching. There are three pieces of the talent triad. One is the digital wallet and LER component for students and job seekers. Two is the skills-based job portal for employers. And three is the Alabama Credential Registry for those education training providers to park all of their great programs and really unbundle those down to the skill level. And we'll take a kind of look at each piece of that when we dive into the live demo here. So it is very different from most of the workforce solutions that exist out there, like a LinkedIn or Indeed or Smart Resume. One, it's not isolated, so it truly is a statewide solution. Funded by the state, so free for every Alabamian and every employer in the state to be a part of. Two is it really helps to create that transparency of what you have earned and learned by making skills that common denominator. Three, it isn't going to be interoperating or is already interoperating directly with student information systems at the high schools, community college systems, and soon to be the 4 years. So across all the schools and with the training providers. And that really allows the credentials that exist in your wallet to be validated directly from the source of truth, which is something that's very different from LinkedIn and those other workforce solutions where everything is self-attested. Number four is when you create your wallet with the Alabama Talent Triad, you're going to be supported through retirement. So there's, you don't have to open one in high school and open one in college. You're going to have one single interoperating Alabama Talent Triad wallet that's going to stay with you through retirement. And then finally, by choosing EBSCO as a partner, we can continue to receive feedback, add customizations to the talent triad, improve the talent triad. So that's one of the ways you can make an impact, is to be a critic. Let us know what's not working, what's working from an employer side, from a student job seeker side. We want this to work best for you and to help meet the goals across the state and locally. So like I mentioned on the last slide, the Alabama Talent Triad is going to interoperate directly with the student information system. So a Power School at the high schools or Banner at the community college system. And that's going to allow it to sync those validated credentials into the students' wallets. That is one of the key differentiators for the Alabama Talent Triad. LERs really would allow the students to create those next-gen resumes that can just really tell the full story of their educational career and the experiences also that they have, and just help interpret those and see how they align to different career pathways, and also make it easier for employers to better understand. They essentially bring to life what the students have earned and learned by making I'm sorry, they essentially bring to life what students have earned and learned, and they help keep them prepared for what's next. So by having that wallet with those credentials synced and the skills associated with them, they'll always be prepared for that next step because they'll be able to see how their skills are transferable to other industries. So, God forbid if their company is to go bankrupt or they want to switch careers, they're always ready because they'll always be able to see how those skills, how those credentials can align to those different work trajectories. Finally, there are so many benefits to the students and job seekers. Um, with the LER synced, the students are going to be able to get personalized recommended career pathways based on the skills and experiences in their wallet. It's not a fishing expedition, so very different from LinkedIn. Indeed, this is going to recommend jobs directly to you that are matches based on your skills and experiences. And employers today are really placing a lot more emphasis on soft skill and durable skills as requirements for jobs, skills like communication, leadership, critical thinking, problem solving, time management. And those are, some skills that students are getting from their, basic high school curriculum, from the extracurriculars that they do, sports, clubs, teams, um, the apprenticeships, all the different things that they're doing are getting them skills, and those should be accounted for somewhere. And the Alabama Talent Triad is making all that learning count. They'll also get recognition for the real world or real life experiences that they're getting. Um, like I mentioned, there are those internships, hybrid apprenticeships, on-the-job training. One example that we've come across is the Pathways to Professional Nursing program in Birmingham. There are so many great programs like that across the state where students are getting real experiences with real skills, and they can take those and get matched to jobs and careers. All right, so how can you be an advocate? Share information and training material, share the potential value, share the impact across the state, advocate for employer or students and job seekers to sign up, advocate um, for employers to sign up and add their jobs into the talent triad. Share the value with them as well. It's very different for employers as well. So when they post a job requisition, they get employees directly recommended to them. So they're not on a fishing expedition either. They have those employees recommended directly to them, and they can establish contact and start to really build that pipeline of job seekers for them so they have a pipeline ready to fill their jobs. All right, so how does it work? It's built for mobile or desktop solutions, so um, you can access it basically from any device, mobile, iPad, any type of device, your desktop, doesn't matter. You'll be able to sign on to alabamatalenttriad.com, or you can scan the QR code here on the slide. You should see in the middle of the screen a sign up. It's free. There you can put in, basic information, first name, last name, email, pick that username and password, and then click sign up. And you've created your student or job seeker account. And then you can start to build all of those credentials, skills, and experiences to then create that skills-based resume and be linked to jobs, which we're going to look at in the live demo. Once you also have an account, is you can also sign up and create a case manager career coach account. So all those great counselors, career coaches that are working with students at the high school level, in the career centers, at the community college systems, you can help advocate for students to sign up this way. Sign up for them and hand the credentials over to the student and work with them on building their wallet so that they can get connected to jobs. And we'll take a quick look at that in the live demo as well. Also, you can sign up to be a credential contributor. So all the great education training providers across the state, if you haven't already, sign up as a credential contributor to make sure all your great programs are a part of the Triad as well. And then finally, the employers. We need, and we've had great interaction, great engagement from employers across the state. We have employers from all 16 in-demand job sectors across the state signed up. We continue to see more and more employers sign up each week, more and more jobs going out across the Talent Triad. So we just need to continue to see that and continue to have employers sign up. So you can do that here under partner sign up. Just click sign up as an employer, and it'll ask you for some basic information as well. Here's training assets, support links, other tools that you can find also on alabamatalenttriad.com. At the bottom, I will point out where those are at as well. Then finally, some of our social links, so you can follow and get the most up-to-date information on the happenings within the Talent Triad. With that, I'm going to stop sharing and I am going to share a different screen. All right, so here we are at alabamatalenttriad.com. So like I mentioned, you can do the sign up, it's free. That's how you sign up for an individual account. Partner sign up right here, sign up as employer, sign up as credential contributor, sign up as case manager, career coach. We're going to start with logging in as a student / job seeker and just show what it's like to add a credential, see those skills and experiences, and then build a resume. So we can see this student already has built out her profile. Once she has that profile built out, can then come in and start adding those credentials and skills. Multiple ways a student can add credentials. If they sync directly from the education training provider, those credentials are going to be validated. They can also upload, embed, and link skills, maybe a digital badge you've earned through an online course, or you want to upload a picture of a credential you've earned. But we're going to look at syncing certificate that this student has earned through CTE courses. And again, this is a demo account. All right, so you can see Sheridan here has earned her CNA certificate, and it has that nice check mark. It is validated directly from the source of truth. But what's really cool is that there are skills associated with that credential that show up now in her wallet as well. That's going to directly match her with jobs. So measures and records manual blood pressure, provides foot care, positions on side. So, and you can see all of these as well are validated skills in her wallet. There's also a way to add additional skills. So if you're don't have any or you're not able to sync credentials directly from the source of truth, you can still come in and add additional skills, or even if they're just skills you've gained from different experiences you've had, you can certainly come in and add those from the skill bank here. So we can just come in and add, let's see, customer service. And you just start typing and you'll be able to find lots of different skills to be able to add. Handles challenging, difficult customer service occurrences to ensure health and safety of customers and staff. We're going to add that. And then we'll come down here and see this was added to Sheridan's account, but you can see the main difference here is that it is self-attested. All right, and then you can come in and also add experiences. So there is one here that Sheridan already deemed important in telling her story, but you can also come in and add any additional experiences that you feel are important in telling your story to employers as well. Once you have those credentials, skills, and experiences built out in your wallet, you can then start to come in and really craft that skills-based resume that's going to be able to link you to jobs. So you can see Sheridan here has 3 different resumes. We're going to focus on the CNA resume when we go to recommended jobs, but I just want to take you into what the resume builder looks like. So you can click the fill from profile. That's where the profile information will fill in directly from what you build in your My Profile. And then very easy to just come in and start adding credentials into this resume. So I selected the CNA certification credential, and then all the skills that are associated with that are added as well. And then if you want to add any of the experiences as well, you can add those. So very easy to create that skills-based resume. Once you create that resume and you want to be linked to jobs, you would click publish and share resume, and that's when it's going to put your information out into the recommendation engine to be matched with jobs. So not only will you see recommendations of jobs to you, but then it will also open up for you to be recommended to employers so that they can establish contact as well. We're going to go down to recommended jobs. We're going to choose the CNA resume. And you can see Sheridan has quite a few different job recommendations here. You can click into the job recommendation to see more information about it. The full list of required skills, the employer's preferred method for how they want you to apply. So that could be through the company's website, that could be directly through alabamatalenttriad.com. There's also an auto apply feature that students and job seekers can turn on that will be applicable for a particular resume. So you could specify, or Sheridan could specify for her CNA resume, that she wants to turn on that auto apply feature, and for every job that gets recommended to her based on that resume, it'll auto apply. You can also interact with the jobs by you can bookmarks to save them for later. You can also thumbs up, thumbs down, and that's going to allow the recommender to learn more about kind of what you're looking for from the recommendation engine to continue to recommend to you. So that's also an impact that every student and job seeker is going to have within the talent triad, is by coming out, building their profiles, adding their skills and credentials, then the state is going to have a much better idea of where that talent pipeline exists and where they can, state and employers really, and where they can invest money to continue to help stimulate growth and stimulate the economy, and really keep an eye on where that talent pipeline exists, so that they can also bring additional industries like the automobile manufacturers industry to the state of Alabama. All right, so from the student perspective, that is pretty much it. I'm going to log back in now as a case manager. This is a separate role that we have built out just to show you real quickly what that might look like. So you can see Sarah here has multiple different roles. So she has her learner and earner. So she has her own individual wallet with credentials and skills, but she has also applied for this case manager role where she works directly with students. So she has set up wallets for 2 of her students, and she can work with those students to help build out their wallets. She would have to log out of her wallet or log out of the Alabama Talent Triad and log back in as the student to be able to help them with their syncing or adding skills and building out their wallets to then be linked with jobs. The student has full data sovereignty to remove that person from their wallet at their own discretion. But this just allows, those great roles at the schools, the counselors, the career coaches to work with students to help them build those wallets and get linked with jobs. All right, we are also going to log back in here as an employer and look at the many different ways. So employers can build, well, first off, once you're in as an employer, you're going to want to come under My Employer portal. And you'll see a similar menu over here, but with some different options. So you'll have your company profile. As a company, you can add multiple different profiles. Maybe you have different locations that recruit differently. So you may want to have separate profiles, and I'll show you where that comes into play when we're creating a job description. So here are skills-based jobs. You can see this company has quite a few listed under here. You can also come if you want to create a new job, and you can start from scratch. So create job under new job description. There are also ways to save templates under your account. And I'm going to go through a couple different ways to save those templates. But first, let's just look at creating a job from scratch. So here's where the company profiles come into play. You would pick your company profile, and it's going to automatically populate some information in here. You can then come down and add credentials to the skills-based job description, and then also skills. And that's what's going to make that match. So the more skills that are appropriate for this job that you're adding is the more matches that are going to be made to the students and job seekers that are a match for your job. There's some application settings here, so you can have allow for, so there is also a setting for unemployment insurance, where anyone through the intake process for unemployment will be forced to turn on their auto apply function. So as an employer, you can turn on or off if you want to allow them to be auto applied for your jobs. You can also then turn on apply through the Talent Triad, so they can apply directly through here. Or if you want them to go to your company website or contact you via email, that is where you can then put in that down here. And then you would select create job. If we use one of the templates, you could see that information. That one was not a good one. You can see if we use a template, skills are already here. So all you have to do is come in and change the profile and hit create job that way. We can also come down to some of the tools that are down here for us to use. And under skills-based jobs is where we can find all of the under job templates is where we can find all the job templates that you can then bookmark to your account. So there's hundreds of jobs that you can find that should give you a good benchmark or start for what your job description might look like. So you can see lots of them here: aircraft mechanic, literally hundreds of jobs that could help you just form a start for your job description. If we wanted to add this to the account, we would select this and hit the bookmark here, and then it'll show up in our account. So we go back to my employer portal, skills-based jobs, create job. That assembler metal building job template is going to be in our account. We can then use that as a template to create a job. So you'll notice there's tons of skills already associated with that job, and then we would just fill in the other pertinent information. All right, and then once you have jobs filled out, you can come to the recommended candidates, similar to on the resume side for the job seekers. There's going to be a drop-down menu to choose which job, but you'll see candidates flowing through here that are recommended for your jobs. You can contact them directly. Same thing, thumbs up, thumbs down. So the recommendation engine is giving you better recommendations for your jobs. And then, so that's it from the employer side. And then also, I'm going to log back in here as a student just to show you a few of the other resources. So maybe as a student or job seeker want to go back to school, or student looking to further your education, you can come in and search for scholarships. So these are categorized by job sector. So you can expand a job sector to find scholarships. You can also find apprenticeship sponsors here. And then also the Occupation Explorer, which will allow you to see the type of preparation that's going to be needed for particular careers. So lots of tools, lots of resources. By being a job seeker, you're making an impact. By adding your jobs as an employer, you're making an impact to the Alabama economy. So all those things are making an impact, and it's just going to help create that full circle of economic growth for the state, and continue to help bring industries into the state and grow the state's economy. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you again.